It doesn't have to be forever, but it has to be right now. Right now. Ooh. Right now. Excuse me. Hi, Julia. How are you? How's your night going? Hi, Sleepy Dinover. How's your night going? How you guys doing? That's good. Nice to meet you. I'm Sergine. Hi, Nate. How are you? How are you doing? It's 10:30 where you're at. For me, it's 10:19 where I'm at. I'm doing good, Sleepy Dinover. I can't complain. I was on live earlier and I decided to come back for a little bit longer. It was an interesting conversation. Random topics. What do you guys want to talk about? How Kai's, I mean, not Kai's. Where did I hear that? How, hi, cows. My mouth is not moving. Hello, cows. How you doing? How you doing today? How you doing on this beautiful Jupiter Thursday? Thank you. Thank you very much, Julia. I love me some nice colors. It's snowy and cold here. Ooh, Canada. Would you believe what I was just drinking? Synchronization, guys. Synchronization. It happens every time I get on this live. Clearly, Canada. And by the way, I'm obsessed with the squish candies in Canada. And I'm so upset they stopped shipping to the US now. I'm obsessed. So, how many degrees is it there? Where did you get those clips? These clips I got from Amazon. I just looked for like an assortment of. I typed in like pearl hair accessories, and then I looked for one that had like a different style in them because they come in like assortments, so you can like mix and match them and make them fun. and I chose a specific tab for the one with the best looking ones to me. I love some hair clips. It's like one of them had like a smiley face. Let me see if I can show you an example. Where is it? Where are you? They came in like a set that had these like different styles. It had these. This plain one, but super dainty. There's another one I really love, but it has a smiley face on it, but I can't find it. Like these type of styles. And then I just mix and match them whenever I want, however my mood is. It came with this. Oh, there's the smiley face one. Yeah, so I chose the one that specifically had the smiley face. It only had one smiley face clip. This clip. And I thought that was so cute. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have a ball in this category. I'm a hair accessory girl. And I believe it had this come in too. And this. That style. Yeah, so they can be little fun. Oh, and this too. Well, enjoy when you get it. Sorry, gotta go. It's bedtime. I have kind of class in the morning. Okay. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and vote for me in the description box in my other videos for the maximum competition when you can. Toodles. See you again. Bye. See you. I don't think I asked you where you were located, but you can tell me next time. Does anyone have anything they want to chat about? Hello, come on in. Hello, come on in. Hi, Carl. Yesterday, I was so down today. Jeez, I'm like still working hard at 3. You might be my therapist. I am. I'm basically the global therapist. Yeah, that's what I came here to do. I'm here to bring perspective and comfort to the thoughts that we are afraid to share in an environment that doesn't allow you to be yourself, which is a growing human being, evolving human being. I'm happy you feel a bit lighter. I mean, you were working out earlier, so that should definitely help. That's why I like to do my crunches. I like to do my crunches, my shower squats to keep me sane, and my yoga, and my sauna mat, and my self care beauty rituals. I hope this is low. I think I finally have a little breather. Sage is probably asleep, I hope. It's 3 a.m. right now, you said, over where you're at? 3 a.m.? This is gonna be a time where we kind of have insomnia, so don't be surprised at all. Because we're processing a lot, we're upgrading a lot through our bodies and our minds and our souls. This awakening is not for the weak, my friend. Yeah, this torment is wearing me. Living alone, so you're my nighttime sanctuary. I'm working out, so if I don't type, I'm working in the same. No problem. I'm happy you feel safe with me. I'd rather you work out than repeat a cycle. We got. I had to do some shower squats today too until I felt the burn. And it zaps me back into my center. I have to get in my sauna mat sometime this week. Sometime this weekend, since we're already at the end of the week. And have you been trying some sound bowls? Hi, Ken the 66 kid. How are you doing? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Search Show. I'm Sergine. Try playing some sound bowls when you're sleeping at night from YouTube. Search up 69. I don't know what that means, Ken the Kid. I'm doing a cell circuit, but I'm not in a cell. I'm in my house. Yeah, that's one of the best places to do a cell circuit to me. I love working out at home. I haven't the only outside workout I've done is like dance class with someone, with a specific person that I know. She does a great Caribbean workout class, but I've left the gym, like frequenting the gym, probably like 4 years ago because I just felt like the energy was too zoo animal for me, and I have a big energy and I draw in like people that are always just trying to like talk to me about nothing. Especially at the gym, and it's very unwarranted if I didn't ask for you. So after some point I just made the conscious decision to have a lifestyle where I keep up with my fitness at home or make sure I stay active, walking, sauna matting, yoga at home, occasional Pilates class, occasional workout class, and watching how I eat because my beauty makes people go crazy if they're close to me. So I don't have time to be in the gym telling somebody to get the fuck away from me every other day. I feel like that should be already like self-explanatory. It rains hard, otherwise I'd be running in the beach, pitch black. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that feels like the it's like a portal. I'm sure it feels like a portal into the void. I actually want to start, well, maybe in a more secluded area, but I want to start incorporating rain showers because I think rain showers are amazing and very soothing and powerful. The noises and the smell is lovely at this time. You get, I know, there's nothing like the witching hour to yourself. The best. Such a beautiful, quiet time. The witching hour is everything for me. I'm glad my energy motivates you to stay fit and sane. It's like I keep seeing certain things in my third eye. If you guys always see, if you see me ever look up, it's because I'm seeing stuff in my mind's eye. I've been seeing it a lot lately. I'm very lucky to have a beach outside my house in the mountains. Yep, it's literally what God planned. That's amazing. It helps you thrive. Hmm. I love a good beach. I haven't been to the beach in a while. I owed that to myself and I actually forgot. Wow. I guess I really became more busy than I thought. I was been supposed to go to the beach since November and I haven't gone yet. So I need to make sure I get that done before the year ends. A nice little manifestation at the beach, which is a great way to wash and cleanse your soul. Do some money spells. Tell us a story. I'm about to hit that mat again. Well, what story do you want to know? Something spiritual or conspiracy-esque type of theories, which is really not conspiracy. It's just the truth that is being taboo. Oh, hi Avery, you're back. Hi. Hi, I can be on just a bit longer. I had to do something, but I'm gonna go to bed soon if I just stop talking. Yeah, if you stop talking, I'm sure you fell asleep by then. Psychic thoughts. Finishing each other's sentences. I'm happy you're back though. Yeah, so let me see what comes to mind. Like yesterday, for example, I was having a conversation with someone yesterday and they were talking about like how I feel about the conspiracy of like MJ. I don't hopefully YouTube doesn't feel offended by it. But yeah, MJ's like passing, and now there's a thought about it saying that he's alive. And I thought about it from the perspective of a zodiac saying that MJ's still alive. And I was like, well, to be truthful, all Virgoans don't like people in their face. Knowing that MJ's, hello, Mr. Whistling, how you doing? I'm doing good. I can't complain. This is part 2 of the live for the night. I have a previous live that you should catch. But yeah, I feel like personally knowing the characteristics of every zodiac after trial and error and knowing everything that I know about myself and 12 zodiacs that I've met and had different connections here and there, I feel like if he is someone that actually decided to disappear, this may sound mental, but I've seen a ghost more than once. It's happened since a child. No, that's not mental. No, that's far from mental. I used to see the stuff all the time. But let me finish my thought before we dive into that, because that I love topics like this. But yeah, for the most part, knowing that MJ is a Virgo, do you guys like pay attention to like the behaviors of Virgos if you ever met them? Like, look at how Beyonce behaves. She doesn't talk to us, and I don't blame her. I have a Virgo ascending. Sometimes I don't want to talk because I already know the answer. I already see the behaviors and I already see the pattern. And there's no reason for me to say anything because you're already going to have your own narrative about me anyway. So I might as well just let you go run off with it. So I feel like if MJ were to have been, his escape plan was to fake the passing of his life, honestly, all I can say is I don't blame him because I always wanted to disappear. From the moment I was young, I always used to tell my mom, I can't wait to get money so I could disappear. And she was like, why? Because it's a hard experience to be around so many eyes when you carry a big energy. MJ had a big energy. Beyonce has big energy. Sometimes their goals can be their focus, but it makes them become a bit of like a zoo animal that doesn't get humanized, and people only see the talent, they don't see the soul. So if he is alive and he did fake his passing, I truly, all I can say is kudos to you. I'm next soon. I'm not going to do a passing. I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to fake it. But I am going to announce my disappearance. I'm going to be like, y'all, it's just a matter of time before I disappear. Just to let y'all know, because you guys are my community, I'm not going to just dip out on y'all like that. But I've always used to say that to people. And I'm back. I saw my mom's phone. Oh, Julia, oh, that's so cute. As long as you don't get in trouble, that's all that matters. But yeah, back to now your statement, Carl. So you seeing a ghost is not surprising at all. I used to see spirits as a kid, but I think I tuned it out because I didn't know what was happening. And there's a vivid memory I'll never forget it, and I didn't know that was anxiety attacks. I didn't know that's what it was. But I also feel like I was quantum jumping and I was in a different world, because my mom's touch is what brought me back to reality. I'll never forget, she used to work for a patient, and she's like a nurse, so, or she was a nurse, and she brought me to work one day with her, and the patient was probably close to passing. So in the patient's home, I used to feel a lot of stuff, and I guess I didn't know what that was as a kid. So one day I went into like a, I guess it was like an anxiety attack or a trance, or I just like went into a different world. And I remember seeing like red people, and it just looked like the dirt was like very sandy, very like Sahara Desert. And it was like they were marching super loudly, and it looked like I was in a different world. And I don't remember much else. And I just was so confused that it literally broke my brain. And I just went like this, like a kid next to the bed inside of the patient's, one of her bedrooms. I was just like this, like crouched over. And I remember my mom's skin touching me. And that's what brought me back to reality. And when I looked up, she was like, "Are you okay? What's wrong with you?" And I looked up and I saw I was back to my mom. Yeah, it felt like I was in upside down. Like it literally felt like that. And I was just like looking at my mom, like so confused. She was like, "What's wrong with you? Why were you by the bed like that?" And I just had no words, because I was just like, I felt like I was just somewhere else. How am I back with my mom? It was just so weird. And this is something I never forgot. And I don't even know how I explained it to her. I don't even know if I did. I just told her, I just was like, "Oh," I think I was very wise for my age. I just was like, "Oh, I got scared," or something. I told her something that brushed it off, because it just felt like she wouldn't get what I just saw. And I'll never forget. I just remember the textures and the colors. I remember sand, and I remember red skin, and I remember gold, and I remember strong, heavy footsteps of marching. And I just was like, whoa, where am I? It really felt like the upside down girl, like honestly. You may not know where this is, but you can search it up in Texas. There's a place called Yorktown Memorial Hospital. It's a very haunted place. I really want to go on the 4th of July. Oh, I actually never heard of it. I'm going to snapshot that to do my research, because the MacBook's charging. And then let's see. We were looking through the windows because all the doors were locked. And it was only for tours. And I was looking in the window, and I swore I saw a shadow standing in the dark hallway. I went back in shock. Yeah. I looked back in the window and it was not there, and no one else saw it, but I swear I saw it. Yeah, because we have certain channels that are connected to the different planes. There's so many things that's happened to me. I can hear people's thoughts sometimes. Sometimes that happens to me. I'll hear someone's thoughts and I think that they're telling me something and their mouth didn't move. And I think I'm losing it at that time. And I'm just like, I know what I heard. I know what I heard. And later on, the person confirms that whatever I heard in their brain is exactly what they said out loud later on. It's so crazy. Or I'll smell a scent that is nowhere in my home, but I know the scent is like a familiar scent. If I'm craving something, I'll probably smell it first and it's nowhere near me. Or I'll taste it. Or I'll just have a knowing. I'll just be like, I know this is what this is. Like, no one can tell me different. I just know this is what it is. And I noticed now, ever since I've had my pet, I've noticed he's been able to jump into my dreams a couple times. He's jumped into my dreams several times to wake me up. I've seen him morph into a lion before. And I was just like, oh, well, guess I'm upgrading. Can't run from it now. Once you open Pandora's box, can't go back. When I was 5, I seen a lady. I don't know if I was sleeping, but I described her. My ma'am showed me a photo of her, ma'am, and it was the same lady. And ever since then, I've had countless experiences. So you channeled your gram. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's right on cue. I definitely believe in that. There's so many things. Okay, there's another example I have. There was a time where I was in a past relationship and I stayed up there with that person overnight. And in the dream that night, I saw myself literally physically fighting my father, which is so psychotic because in my brain I was like, I wasn't even mad at him about anything. So I was like, why am I fighting my dad? So I woke up in the dream and I was like, what? It's like in the dream someone's holding me back and it's like I'm trying to punch him and I'm attacking him and I see his face in the dream. So now fast forward, I come home. I see my father in the kitchen first quarter. I come home, I open the door, and my dad has a black eye. And I go, what the fuck? I was like, Dad, what happened to your eye? He was like, oh, because he's a cabbie. So he was like, oh, a customer got super drunk and he started attacking me and he wouldn't leave me alone. So now I have to take that person to court. I had to call the cops on that person. And I was just like, what the fuck? I channeled that situation and I wasn't even there. That was insane to me. This was like a year ago. I was flabbergasted. Don't know if this is familiar or not, but I heard it was a curse of a lot of stress. But in the first week of school, I've been hearing my name being called and no one is calling my name. Well, your name is being called because maybe it's your higher self calling you as well. It could be your higher self or one of your ancestors trying to, your guides, one of your spiritual team guides trying to like direct you to something. But I feel like stress usually can make it more amplified if you are not open to those spiritual gifts. If you're running from those gifts, you kind of become a little bit more stressed about it. But when you embrace it, you kind of ease into it in a better manner. You're more susceptible to actually understanding what's happening as it's happening because you're not closed-minded to whatever it is. So I don't think that you're losing your mind at all. I just think you're a young intuitive that's tapping into different levels. Okay. One time I live in a very rough area. The house I lived in had demon and it was literally hitting the wall. I was so scared and my ex was terrified. I had to leave to go up the stairs. Yeah, and the thing about it is, what I've learned about the word diamond, demon, let's do that. What I've learned about it is all just an energy of something unchecked, unaddressed. And it comes in a form of that expression of a strong energy, and it can attach itself to someone that may or may not be living in alignment and someone that has an energy that matches the frequency of that D. So whenever we're not addressing something, we're more prone to these type of like D's, you should call them, but I just call them shadow parts that are just not addressed. and sometimes it needs to be released and it needs to have peace. Just like they say in anime stories, certain Ds need love. They always be like, in some anime stories, the D is misunderstood, the D wants love as well, because they are always looked at as the monster. Nobody understands them. And that's why I understand duality so much, because even at some point, the devil still wanted attention, still wanted love. All he did was for attention. The story of that, where you hear he was once in heaven, then fell down because of his like boisterous ways, all of that is a form of wanting attention. And everything starts from home. When you go through something in life and it didn't sit well with you, it becomes a bigger entity inside of you that's not addressed, and it can become big as that energy that you felt in your house that day with your ex. Those things can become as powerful as your good energy when they're not addressed. But it doesn't need to be scary. And that's the thing that I've learned. I'm not scared of addressing a D word, because that is not something that you should be afraid of. There's no fear in looking into the dark, because without the dark, there's no light. So if you know yourself, you should never be afraid of being in the dark, because you will find your way out regardless. Okay, what else? Ever since I was younger, I would rather have no dreams or nightmares. And I've been having a few nightmares about once a week. Yes, and it be waking me up terrified and taking a few seconds to see where I am, to know I'm safe, that it was just a dream. Yeah, because, the nightmare is just like a representation of something that's surfacing. Our dreams can be interpreted. I've always had dreams since I was young, and for some reason I've been able to interpret dreams. My mom is more the type, she always has like this like fair warning dream. She's like, "Oh, I had a bad dream and I'm trying to warn you about something." But because I'm so wise, I know when she's not understanding it properly, and I know where she's taking it into her own ego and her own projections. She thinks everything is like fear based, so she's always gonna think like this is a bad dream. But in my head, if she told me right now, she'd be like, "Oh, Sergine, I dreamt that a car accident happened and there was a blue car and da 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 da, and it was that." I would hear the underlining things that she don't hear. I'll be like, a blue car represents water, a blue car represents throat chakra, but she would just hear car crash. I would just be like, car blue, car this, and I would hear the difference between the things that she don't know. It's used to us. You could feel it. I went one time, I was frozen. Stuff, it was on me, on my mom's life. This is true. Of course this is true. Yeah, because they represent pieces of us that we're not addressing. So if something like that is around you, it's more just trying to tell you, hey, you need to look within. It's not trying to make you feel scared. I'm sorry that happened to you, that you felt like unsure about it. It's fascinating. And Carrie, I'm really sorry. I'm tapping. I really hope you're in a better place. It's taking me a bit to read all this because I have dyslexia. Yeah, dyslexia is another skill of being spiritual. Because sometimes I feel like I have dyslexia too, but it was never like a diagnosed thing. But I, myself, I can tell, like, sometimes I'll look at something and sometimes I can see it perfectly fine. And then sometimes out of nowhere, if it's with numbers, I feel like sometimes the numbers switch. But because I've learned to master my mind, I can make the numbers switch back. But I realize it's because we're highly spiritual beings. So spiritual beings have certain skills where they're able to understand languages, and certain languages and certain curriculums that were not taught in this earthly plane. We probably learned like a higher intelligence in our past lives, and that dyslexia is our human body being condensed in our light energy. So it's part of our skills of like being in the human experience to have to understand the body and understand our emotions and master our spiritual side and our human side together. So I think those skills were skills we learned from our higher intelligence life that we're remembering, because the dyslexia is probably something that switches it around in another life form, in another life, in another multiverse or another timeline. It switches numbers or switches words because we probably could read different languages and different things from different levels. So when we're reading like human curriculum, it's probably not as easy to digest. I actually love, though, I find it fascinating. I love that the fact that they show me themselves to me. I could tell you many stories on this stuff, and that's on God. It went the drugs, and it was just saying I was very, yeah, I believe you, Carl. It's all good. Thank you, Avery. I am now a new man. Yeah, I believe you, Carl. I know all these things happen. We have like so many things to discover. And all these experiences are all just many examples of how many times we were, our spiritual team was trying to get our attention to let us know that there's more to life. There's a deeper part of us. Yes, Carl. Carl is the change man, honey. He been through the wire, through the limit, through the wall. And he's rising like a phoenix. I'm really tired. I will have to leave. I know, Avery. It's okay. I don't want you to like be too exhausted for tomorrow. So it's fine. Self-care first. Always self-care first. I'm really tired. I'll talk to you. I will try to talk to you tomorrow. I'm kind of busy tomorrow, but I will try. Love you. You're both beautiful. Bye, Carl. Bye, Serge. Love you too. Love you. Good night, Avery. Love you too. Have a good night. We will chat, darling. That's a young priestess. She needs her beauty rest. A young up and coming priestess over here. Yes. You see? We are the world. We are the children. But yes, I truly believe that all these little skills, like even like the titles like autistic traits and neurodivergence and what's the other word? She said dyslexia already. What's the other one? Is it Huntsberger? Like all of these things, I think they're just like highly spiritual beings in a human body that has to like condense themselves to understand the 3D curriculum, because we already understood a higher level. That's why I was always bored in school. I could never stay focused. I was always daydreaming. But once I started learning this stuff, I retain it all. Like I knew it. Oh, Julia probably fell asleep. Anybody else had any supernatural experiences? Oh, Julia's back. I've been diagnosed with PTSD from young. It's bullcrap, really. But I was a bit different. Yeah, all of us. We have to. because PTSD, I feel like it's just like the human experience. The human body has like a shock from our past lives. We've been through a lot in our past lives, so it makes us a bit more resistant. Oh no, not mom's coming. Tell her you're just learning some new things. And yes, like schizophrenia as well. I've learned that all of those things, like these little titles they put on you, bipolar disorder, and I'm not telling you that there isn't a specific collective that may need whatever they prescribe to them in that time frame for their life, but I do feel like if the proper tools were learned for these type of traits, it would help us identify that it's part of our spiritual gifts that has been expressed through these specific titled diagnosed mental illnesses that they have placed in the 3D form as a way for us to understand what it is. Dyslexia, schizophrenia, autistic, uh, PTSD, bipolar, all of these things are higher intelligent forms of processing something that you cannot process in the 3D realm, because sometimes human nature can be so primitive and sometimes the world can be very dense. So if your higher intelligence is trying to process that, it can come out as PTSD, bipolar, whatever you may call it. But I feel like schizophrenia, like you're hearing from other life forms from different realms. I feel like you're just scattered because you haven't learned the tools to integrate both sides of your skills of human and spiritual. Like you can see color. No. You can hear color and you can see sound. When I close my eyes and somebody makes a sound or I hear a sound, when I close my eyes, colors pop into my third eye. So it's not that, it's not far off. It's just something that needs to be mastered. There are certain people that can play certain strings on a certain instrument and it can open a portal to a different timeline, a different world. So this is not far off. Sound is here for a reason. Sound, sight, smell, all of those things are here for a reason. I seen a lot too young. My dad was well. I was taking a school ADHD. My mom refused to medicate me, which I'm happy about. Which was really, yeah, because a lot of them know about high spiritual children. They always know because our blood type tells it if they have it in the hospital records. So a lot of the occult, people in the background, they know the high spiritual leaders to look out for. That's why we go through the most challenges growing up before we change and start living in alignment. So one of the many things I've heard from high spiritual children is their parent was suggested for the kid to be on medication, like some form of medication of some sort. I've always heard that. Now, granted, for me, my mom never believed in that, so she would have never like put me in that type of bind as well. But I've always heard certain people's experiences that are highly spiritual in their past as a kid, if they were a little bit too hyper or whatever it may be, there was always someone in the background in their storyline trying to suggest that that person gets put on a medication, which is why we see a lot of entertainment people that are also highly spiritual that don't know that because they're living out of alignment. Their life is kind of desensitized. So they're being told what to do and managed. And then when they can't handle it, the spirit starts to be turbulent. And then they place that person on conservatorships and, medication and, admit them in the hospital or the psych ward, and all of these things are just not a coincidence. Highly spiritual people that have such gifts that are like entertainment, whatever, when they're not living in alignment and they always have someone trying to control their destiny, they end up in that little bracket of like having bipolar, schizophrenic, da da da. It's always the same patterns. I've literally observed this all my life. That's why we are supposed to be sovereign and not allow people to tell us who to be and how to be. Your art should not be managed. Your art is yours. If you want to express it to the world, you express it without someone trying to tell you how to do it. We already know what to do. We don't need someone to tell us. We can only be guided. You're so spot on. That's what I believe. Spirits are attracted to me. It ain't, to me, ain't had because they now open. I've always been different. Same. Yeah. They've always been drawn to me. I've always been the kid that can tell something from a mile away. I've always been the kid that can literally predict something out of nowhere. And people think I'm nuts or I'm being abrasive or I'm being, too much, whatever it may be. But I'm just trying to protect you. But sometimes I can't save nobody. I can only save myself. You're probably going to have an experience. That's probably why you're feeling restless. Your body's clearing out. That's why you're restless. Because every time I get restless and overstimulated at a certain time in transit in the constellation of the emotional weather, I'm getting ready to upgrade even more for more gifts to come active. So that's probably why you're restless right now, because you're getting ready to rise into the next level for whatever new experience that you're about to attract spiritually. Once I feel like I'm getting sick, once I feel like I'm restless, once I feel like I'm too exhausted, I already know like my body needs time to upgrade. And integrate. That's why we have dreams. We're able to interpret it and understand our psyche. One time I was flying on DRs for days, and I come home, I was lying down in pitch black, and I could see a dancing man. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. In the void, you can see everything. When I close my eyes in pitch black, I can see colors, lights. I watched it for a while. I got up and rubbed my eyes and it was still there. Yep. Sometimes letters pop up in the dark for me. Colored letters. Images. Sometimes I'll see a projector of like literal images inside my head of like a flip book. It's like I'm accessing like a future something. Because we all have an archaic record inside of us that has a literal like bibliothèque of all of our lifetimes. So you can access that when you're ready. Everyone can. It's like a Rolodex of memories of our past lives and future. I was straightening up, I swear to God. It was not going. It was there. D or not. Yeah. I love it too. I love those experiences. I used to be scared or like a little worried because I didn't understand it back then. But I was like, oh, just heard a sound, confirmation. Once I started like learning about the dark and stopped being fear mongered about what I thought heaven and hell was, all of that, I realized like, oh, this is a state of mind. This is literally a state of mind. When you're not living in alignment, you will be mentally in purgatory. When you start living in alignment, you will mentally be in heaven. There's no one coming to save you. You are saving yourself. He gave you the codes. Use them. You are an extension of Him. Use your gifts. Trust me, sister, there is definitely such thing as an invisible energy. I love what it is. I agree. That's why there is no true passing. It's just a transition to the next plane. If you've ever read the book Journey of Souls, it gives you a bit of perspective, or the book The Afterlife of Billy Fingers, which is also great perspective. It lets you know like we are not, like, just because we alchemize from the human body, it doesn't mean we're still not here. The energy is still here, it just changes form. There's so much more to us and so much more to the world. Even if you cut a plant, the plant's energy where you cut is still there, even if it's no longer attached. So much more to life. Can any come back? How do certain people turn to spirits on our demons? What going? I'd love to communicate with one. Well, I think sometimes when you just speak with, you have to have an altar. That's why I said like you have to get to a place where you start like having your own ceremonial ritualistic lifestyle that keeps your spiritual side anchored on earth. Because since you are a spiritual being, you have to have like your altar. Like, for example, I have an altar. I still don't have it fully set up because I rearrange stuff, but I have like my Bible open, and then I'll have certain crystals on my Bible to make it a space where I'm able to light my candle, light my incense, put candy on it, whatever, maybe put a glass of wine towards whatever the god or goddess that I'm channeling. And, you know, of course, in the midst of that, I have God in my heart, Jesus is first in my heart too. So it's not like I'm sitting here trying to like worship anything. It's more like I'm trying to create my own ritualistic ceremony. So then when I start having those experiences in connection with my altar, I can one day start channeling those spirits of my choice, if those spirits are meant to teach me something, or or you can chat with certain D's as well, because certain D's are not what people would deem to be as evil. They are actually able to protect you and have your back, because everyone has a dark and a light. So if you make friends with your dark, you can actually alchemize certain things with certain D's, certain entities. So they're not going to be against you. They will actually be on your side. And I think, yeah, jinns is like, isn't that like a considered bad luck, I believe? Or like a bad luck thrown at somebody. Those things, I feel like it's just like when a person sends like a spell after you, or puts something on you to make something not go well. Those things all fall under the same category as jinn to me. I feel like if someone sends something after you and it's because you're in a vulnerable state where you're not protecting yourself and you're not integrated spiritually on both ends. I feel like a lot of those things have been sent to me growing up to stop me from becoming who I am today. But because I have a big spiritual team that has my back, they always cast the spell out. Because there's always like something that's sent after you to try to like make you tired and make you not want to get up and make you restless and make you crazy and make you overthink and make you run into drama and make you create chaos and make you probably don't want to eat, make you don't want to get up and shower. It just like all these little things to like stop you from getting to the next step of your creative outlet of growing, of being the person you're meant to become. Those things are sent because they know we exist. They know we have big energies that are coming to shake up the world, to bring a different thought into this revolutionized era we're moving towards. So with that being said, all those things to me cannot have power over you if sent at you negatively, if you are already in a protective space in your life where you have your own ritualistic things that have you protected. Your word number one is bond. Our mouth, our teeth is already crystals. They don't want us to know that either. Our teeth is crystals. So everything I speak unto my life is already binded into the ethers. So if I believe that I deserve that jinn sent after me, if I deserve whatever that bad thing they sent after me, then that means I would allow it to stay on me. But because I know who I am and I know I don't deserve nothing wrong happening to me when I didn't send for you, then it's not going to fall on me. It's going to return to sender. So yes, jinn is a concept, and yes, jinn can be effective if sent towards someone, but it will not be effective towards the soul that did not accept that fate when they know who they are. So therefore, when you have been able to accept who you are, you're able to walk with D's and spirits and more. They are all going to be your friends. Every level and every devil. They're all here for your aid once you speak over your life and take your life back. Honest to God, my mates have ruthlessly wounded me up over the years because my spirit experiences. It's funny because they were wild. They just think I'm nuts. Yeah, they're never gonna get it because you were meant to outgrow these people. You were not meant to be around them for a long time. You were meant to be around them for a moment until you realize, like, you know what, they don't speak my language. And that's okay, because I know like it's a hard thing to let go. But after some time, when you're doing your own spiritual work, when you've incorporated your ceremonial rituals to keep you grounded, and you have your own, spiritual life growing, it's not going to work hanging around them anymore, because your soul is going to start to affect them. Your light is going to start to affect them. So it's going to always be a weird dynamic. It's like you're gonna be the one carrying the energy of the connection every time you hang out, and you're the one ending up drained, and that's not fair to you. Both parties should at least be working on their ascension together, so nobody feels drained. And therefore, it's pointless to start hanging out with them moving forward. You have to wish them love from afar, because they're never gonna get it. You have to show them more than you can tell them. I could talk till I'm blue in the face from the people in the past. All they heard me say was mana mana. Do 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 do. Mana mana. Do 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 do. They heard nothing. They just probably was like, this girl is crazy. She's talking out her butt. My house has a lot of photos of the dead friends I've lost. Some very special, but the bastards ain't never show me nothing. Yeah. Well, the ones that were special to you, you can always talk to them. They are here for you to guide you, because they know about the human experience right now, because they've already transitioned. So they've already figured out that there's more to life. So you can always talk to them. But the ones that just haven't shown you, sometimes they're not meant to. They're not meant to. Better yet, you're probably the one meant to show them, because you're the one that already had these supernatural encounters. The drug gang I was in, only 2 of us are alive. These people were my friends from young boy. Aww. I'm sorry. Yeah. And 2 is a number that's powerful too. 2 of Cups and Tarot. 2 are alive, 2 were meant to survive. If you research the 2 of Cups and Tarot card, you understand what I mean by the number 2. It's sad. It's like the universe had to clear that out for you to get to this mental space now. But it had to happen through suffering. It had to happen through tough lessons, because the human experience will never learn until it's a tough lesson, or the individual human in the human experience will never learn unless the tough lesson hits their psyche in the right way to force that ego death. Because the ego is what keeps us bounded from our hearts and living with our hearts, or through our hearts. If you've ever researched Dolores Cannon, she's not here anymore, but she knew she was going to ascend. She knew she was about to leave the Earth's plane at some point. So she dropped the knowledge. She was connected, and she dropped the knowledge, and then she dipped out. She was like, all right, off to the next stage. So she's probably in a different verse right now, learning different things, because the earth plane, she outgrew it. And one day we will outgrow it too. That's the price we have to pay for all that we done. In a sense, and also, you know, try not to look at it as you are still bounded by those acts that you had to do in your survival era, but more so it all brought you to the path that you were meant to go. So these connections that you made from young were meant to impact you, because your soul level would only understand that change would be needed through that experience of those connections, however they ended. So it should be more like you can honor your past and honor the ones that have passed that brought you to this state of mind today. I don't have no ego. I'm just so, exactly, because there's no need for it. It's a barrier, and it segregates you and separates you from the big picture about life. And it's done that for a big portion of this collective. The ego has blocked people from truly just being in a agape love frequency, which is what would Jesus do. It's not like you're trying to be better than anyone. It's more so like, I recognize where you're at, and I no longer have to be mad at you for where you're at. But if where you're at is going to drown me, I can have boundaries to protect me and not engage in that, because everyone has to handle their own karma, and I can't save you. I can only be a muse. So being mad at somebody that randomly projects at me is so primitive now, because I can see what they're projecting at me for, because I am in a different state of mind. So it's pointless to have an ego, but it's also necessary to be the observer in your life while living your life, so you can see the parts of you that may need tending to and maintenance, because sometimes the ego still has to be there for a reason. It does still need to protect us sometimes. But as long as you have a handle on it, and it's not the one driving your human, design anymore in this state of your life. I feel myself getting thirsty. I need some coconut water. But I think I'm gonna leave soon, Carl. Oh my God. Oh, blessed be. That just brought me back to life. I'm so happy how I am now, because I love everyone. I have no hate at all. Them experience has made me appreciate everything and everyone, but I still do like to hunt and fight, but it's controlled. I agree. I feel the same way. That's why I channel the parts of me that still can get into the field if I needed to. I channel that part of me into something more creative, so I don't get into any repetitive cycles, because I still have a warrior spirit, and my warrior spirit has a deep bloodlust. So if triggered in the wrong time frame, it would not be beneficial for the other party. So I have to control myself before I wreck myself. So I appreciate everything that led me to this place of content and grounded centeredness. I appreciate every part of it, good and bad. If you need to go, that's cool. Thanks for talking to me because I'm lonely at night sometimes. Yeah, my pleasure. Yes, I see the time is running and I want to unwind for a bit because I know how I am. Once I get on live, I'm active and then I'll get like super overstimulated after the live because I'm processing the fact that I just like freely let myself be seen. Yes, I will definitely look into Twin Town. I just pray, Lord, please let the website work. I just need that website. I haven't been in it since maybe November. The end of November was the last time it let me in. So I need to watch it. Actually, no, I don't think they'll have it on the website because the website doesn't allow me to watch older films. It only allow like the most updated ones that it give. So I'm probably gonna need to search Reddit and Google Play to see what happens, or Google some random link. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to watch it. Thank you for the suggestion, and thanks for chatting again. In part 2 is crazy, mind, but and sad and everything there. YouTube some clips. Oh yeah, I could do that too. That's a good idea. Okay, I'll do that. I could do that for sure. Okay, I'm gonna end up going. I enjoyed chatting with you guys. Hopefully, the people that come to rewatch, I hope you guys enjoy the rewatch and get some introspection from this live, and it sparks your inner verse dialogue. So I love you guys, and I will see you again for another transmission live. Toodaloo. I see you.